Hello, this is Nicholas again, and I'm now talking about more toys I have. Okay. Anyway, this is one that I got from Japan, and it was, well, basically I got it from someone who got it from Japan. Well, whatever, it still works out. Still makes some sense. Anyway, this is, apparently this is a toy of Megaman X, according to some card game in Japan. And the artwork looks pretty cool and all, I guess. Decent. It looks nice. And this is the box. I keep it there because there's no better place to put the figure. Now, the figure. I don't know what to tell you about it except it's the figure. Now, it's based on another Mega Man X toy that existed. I believe that this is the earlier version of the earlier moldings of the same figure. They just kind of remolded it, took the same basic concepts of movements and put it into a smaller figure, which isn't too bad. I mean, the details. This guy looks extra bulky here, but I mean, he looks smaller because he is. But it's slightly different, but they're basically the same concept of a figure. Now, to be honest, like this one, I wish I could have got the non-metallic one because, well, if I got any of the other ones, I wouldn't be able to switch out the parts without it looking weird because the other ones don't have a metallicness. I don't get why Bandai was wanting to make the basic X metallic while the while the armor ones, you rarely got a metallic version of them, except for a handful, which I guess in the toy line where this one came out, it was fine. But I digress. So back to this guy. There's some few differences, like the artwork of the character. It is X. It's just kind of X on a weird, got a weird armor for whatever reason. Detail-wise, it's pretty good. Most of it's stickers, and that's kind of it kind of makes you, like it. But honestly, when it comes to stickers, I'd rather figure out how it's done and then just paint it on. Because the stickers look, honestly, I think they can make things look cheap. A few of them I'm okay with. Like, there's a few times the details actually work quite well. Like, under his, I guess, eye, there's kind of this weird little golden piece. Kind of, you got it illuminated right there. Let's see if I can point to it. You see, it's just barely there, but it looks so nice. Now, this figure, I have to say, this is how Bandai Japan stopped trying. This is when they were not really trying that hard. This is the figure they put out. It's fairly cheap in a lot of ways. One major issue: head forward, pops off the head. It wasn't really done very well. Kind of stinks in that way, but as long as I turn his head to a slight angle, it's not going to come out easily. But if it's straight on, he's like, boop. I mean, not super easy, but easy enough it's annoying. The armor conceals a nice little thing, is that he's electroplated. That's rather nice. We don't get enough electroplating toys in America anymore. I'm wondering if there's some kind of health issue that somebody mentioned to say, kids are chewing on it and they're swallowing the metallic flakes and stuff. That's not good for them. Yeah, but why are you buying your kid toys with small parts anyway? Your silliness like that, there's a lot of silliness in toys. Posability is, pretty basic. It's a Bandai figure, so they got it basic, the same as the other X, except one thing: his arms are restricted by these giant shoulder pads, which are not separate. which totally sucks. So his posability is limited by that, and also how bulky his arms are. Like Buster arm, I kind of can forgive it, but when his normal arm has these big little chunks, let's see if I can zoom in. Oh yeah, it's also all clear plastic except for them. All the armor is clear plastic with stickers. But these little huge bumps that just get in the way of posing. I actually keep him inside the box. That's why I still have the box, because he's just rather meh. And that he doesn't display well. He's itty bit. He's small. He's one of the smaller ones. And he's not the best. He's not the best figure, but for something that Bandai just chunked out at us, or at the Japanese public, considering it, this is a basic throwaway. This is like, oh yeah, we'll throw this out. People buy it, we won't spend much money on it. It's pretty darn good. The only new mold they did was on the armor parts, but everything else was basically the core of the figure was just new, and they just created stickers. Which I'm kind of iffy on whether I'm okay with stickers being used on figures. It can work on certain aspects, but most of the time I find them to look pretty cruddy. Now, this figure, again, this is what I call Bandai not trying. But I like it. I like it better than some other ones. Like, I actually got a Star Force Megaman toy, and what I always fear about these figures, and this one I don't have that fear on, but like the model kits and all that, I fear that they're going to fall apart, that they're going to snap, and that one actually did. His leg snapped off, and it's like, damn it. And what it is, they put these weird little joints that if they don't get the plastic just right, it's brittle, and it will just snap off at some point. It doesn't take much to snap it off. It might take initial movements, but eventually, there's a bubble or something. So, it's one of those things that, they need to really start taking the figures. Like, coming up with a base like they did with this figure is actually okay. Come up with a sturdy figure base. Well, sturdier than this. But come up with a decently sturdy figure base, which is basically, the armor, inside armor, and then, just making different modifications of it. I would love it if they would do that again, because this was decent. This was fun. I'd love it to come to America. A modern version would be just fine. You don't always need electroplating, because electroplating, it has to be done right into the right figure, because if you do it, if all you can get is the electroplated Blue Armor X, and then they don't make an electroplated X1 armor or something, then when you get the X1 armor, it looks really off when you try to change them out. So that's why, like on Amazon and stuff, when you look at the Blue Armor X DR, it's expensive as all get out. So anyway, I would say is if you can, these aren't really worth much, and this one's like, cares about this armor. No, we never got any kind of information on what this armor was in America. It apparently came from a card game. So I would suggest to everyone, if you just want to get a decent, quick X figure, one of these would be fine. Or one like that. A lot more, never mind. Or one like this one. Either one with either mold would be just fine. Or the D-Arts if you're not feeling thrifty. But this is a good figure. This is a decent figure, and I say decent mainly because of the head issue. But honestly, I would stick away from electroplating just because at least electroplating of the blue armor. Other armors, go for it. I love it. So anyway, this is Nicholas Webb, and I will see y'all later. I'm going to go draw stuff pretty soon here, so later.